Yo, what is going on, everybody? Sorry, I took a while to come on. I was about to start, and then the guy came to check out the balcony that I just got retiled, so I had to just pause for a couple of minutes for that. But I'm back, and I have an interesting article for you today, because you know how we always hear this trope from feminists. Hang on. Man, that's a noisy dryer. You know how you always hear this trope from feminists? Oh, women should be able to do whatever they want. You should not be able to tell women, what size they can be. They are beautiful at any size. Remember the healthy at every size movement? The one that they had the body positivity activist pushing hard, and then she died at the age of like 34 from heart-related disease. Yeah, that movement. So these womanists, these progressive thought leaders in the female community who are pushing this idea, you've got to let women do whatever they want to do. You cannot shame women for anything. If you shame women, then you're a misogynist. So let me ask you a question. Why then was a woman shamed for getting up at 4 a.m. with her husband? Mind you, it wasn't just her getting up with her husband to make her husband breakfast and send him to lunch with something to eat while he was going and providing for her, so she didn't have to go out for 8 hours a day working, or 10 if you include commuting, but that's none of my business. Well, it's the same women that shamed this lady for wanting to look after her husband and enjoying it, by the way, that are also shaming women now for dieting. Yes, you heard it. Apparently, dieting is now considered anti-womanist. Check this article out. You cannot even believe this stuff unless you read it for yourself. Growing number of young women keeping their dieting a secret for fear of fat shaming and being labeled an anti-womanist. More than a quarter of 18 to 34-year-olds are staying silent about weight loss. Only 1% of those over 65 said they were concerned about being anti-womanist. Interesting. But yet over 25% of those from 18 to 34 are concerned about being perceived as anti-womanist. What does that tell you about the indoctrination that is being fed into the head of their peers, which is then resulting in the way that those peers treat women who try to get healthier, reduce cellulite and body mass that is unnecessary and detrimental to their health? Advocates of body positivity say there's nothing wrong with being overweight. Yeah, like Tess Holliday, remember, who was on the front cover of Vogue or Clio magazine or something like that, with like everything hanging out everywhere like crazy, and Lizzo, and all of these people who are going to die early because of heart problems resulting from their obesity. Yeah, those people are the ones that say there's nothing wrong with being overweight. So look, you might be saying, how does this topic relate to men? Well, look, there are a lot of women out there who are being pushed certain ways by the feminist movement. And at some stage or another, most likely some of us are going to end up dating those women, depending on whether you decide that you don't want to date or not anymore. And if you do start seeing these women, they are going to be beholden to the tyrannical beliefs that are pushed upon them by these body positivists, these pro-womanists that are attacking these girls for trying to be healthy. So that's just something that I wanted to put to you. And when you've got all of these people attacking the people that you're dating, then the people that you're dating are more likely to be volatile. And if the people that you're dating are more likely to be volatile, then your relationship's more likely to be volatile. And if your relationship's more likely to be volatile, as a man, you're at risk, period. And this whole entire channel is about helping guys to better themselves and to minimize the risk in their lives so you can be happier, healthier, and more free. That's essentially what I'm all about. So a growing number of young women are keeping their dieting secret for fear of being labeled anti-womanist, with more than a quarter of those aged 18 to 34 who are trying to shed bulk staying silent about their efforts. And even more young women said they sometimes feel guilty about wanting to drop a dress size because of the so-called body positivity movement, researchers found. By comparison, only 1% of those over 65, etc., advocates of body positivity say there's nothing wrong with being overweight or obese, or claim society is prejudiced against people of size. Oh, you mean the same way that the same people that are prejudiced against, there's all sorts of groups of people against people of different categories. There are groups of people against straight individuals. There are groups of individuals against men. There are groups of individuals against straight men. Yes, there are groups of individuals against women and certain factions of women. There are factions against every individual group that you can even conceive of, regardless of how nice and wholesome and healthy those groups would be generally perceived to be. And a lot of these people, as Michael H. said, are biology deniers, making the facts offensive. But the reality is that there are facts and there are non-facts. And the people that are trying to push these agendas to remove accountability from anyone who's irresponsible so that they feel better about themselves, usually because they're the ones being irresponsible, they're the problem. So they say that to diet is to accept the social norm that equates thinness with beauty. The internet is awash with people patrolling social media sites calling out dieters for losing weight. So these people are actually going around the internet trying to find things to be offended about. They are the problem. Now, look, you can say, oh, we're trying to push a social norm that equates thinness with beauty. But let me tell you this. What do you think's more attractive? This or this? Same person. One's thinner, one's less thin. What's more attractive? This person or that person? Same person, thinner, less thinner. Who's more attractive? This person or that person? Same person, thinner, not thinner. You know what I mean? Who's more attractive? This person or that person? Thinner, not thinner. And it's kind of hard to tell there because the hair is sort of obscuring all of the cheek area, so you can't see whether it. So I'm just not going to really go on that one. But, and this is the difference that makeup makes, by the way. Same person, one with makeup, one without. More attractive, less attractive. That's my personal view. Some of you might think that it's the other way around. If that's you, good for you. That's not my cup of tea. Thinner, less thinner. You see what I'm saying, guys? I'd never met a person ever who has gotten thin after being significantly obese and has looked significantly worse. Right? So that's just where I'm at. That's my opinion on the thing. So let's continue on with this article, shall we? After singer Adele was pictured in the Caribbean earlier this month having reportedly shed 7 stone, she was pillarized online for looking unhealthy. Pillarized. Many compared glamorous pictures of her in the past, often taken during appearances where she was wearing makeup, with the recent snaps of her on the beach at Anguilla, I think it is. One wrote, Adele doesn't look healthy and I would bet money she has an eating disorder. Yeah, because anyone who doesn't want to be unhealthy must have an eating disorder, right? This is the stupidity of these body positivity people. Man Overboard says, avoid indoctrinated womanists at all costs. Your life depends on it. I agree. And Dive Dodge says, so basically, according to womanists, if you want to be healthy, you're not a womanist. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. And when ladies become thinner, they do better and they feel better. And it's the same for guys. As you become trimmer, as you become more toned, as you develop muscle mass, you will feel better and you will look better. You only need to do it to see that what I'm saying is correct. It's quite simple. It really, really is. And for all of this talk about the womanist saying, oh, you're big and beautiful, you'll never hear a single one of them, except in an argument where you're calling them out for being a hypocrite, turn around and say, oh no, the big boys are beautiful too. No, you don't really think that. You're just saying that so you don't look like an absolute hypocrite. I'll continue. Not even trying to be rude. I just think y'all should stop praising any kind of weight loss. Why? Why would you stop praising people being healthy? Just because you want everyone to be obese, overweight like you, so you don't have to feel like the odd one out. Is that what it is? You're just upset that you're not getting laid because people don't want to sleep with you. And even if they do, they don't want to stick around with you afterwards, and they don't want to be seen with you in public. And yes, that's cruel, but it's a fact. I can't tell you how many times I have come across people where they've gained weight and they're like, oh, I just feel like people don't see me as attractive anymore. Or they've lost weight and they're like, wow, people notice me way more now. Like, newsflash, that's how it works. Jeez. David McFarlane says, Sydney inspiring me to work out tomorrow. Man, I'm glad I was able to inspire you. And I appreciate that comment, man, because I'm about to jump onto my exercises after this. Right? I'm at home doing a bit of study the next few days for my cybersecurity course. I got to keep fit, right? Because I'm not going to be up on my feet all day. So I need to do something about it. And I need to maintain. Because, by the way, when you get healthy, you need to maintain. If you don't maintain, you're in trouble. By the way, I'm going to put a link to this video in the description. You guys need to read this book. This is exactly what is happening right freaking now. It's a really good audio ebook on YouTube. I will share, like I said, I'll share it in the description after this. You got to give it a listen. It's about 10 or 11 hours. Give it half an hour a day. Listen to it for a few weeks. You can thank me later. Because it was written in 1948, 70 years ahead of its time. It's talking about exactly what's happening now, but it was written 70 years ago. Talking about the thought police, like the Facebook thought police, the YouTube thought police, the Instagram thought police, the Twitter thought police, the Apple thought police, the Google thought police, the Gillette thought police, the government thought police. Tommy Robinson wouldn't have been jailed if it wasn't for the thought police. All of this is outlined in 1984. Absolutely incredible book. Must listen to it. And Brizzy Boy has lost 36 kilos in the last 5 months. Shout out to you, Brizzy Boy. Massive respect to that, brother. Very, very good that you're able to do that. So, man, I appreciate that. And Samantha, 45 star, says, even though people can be born with super low metabolism. Yeah, and there's ways to boost your metabolism. And the way to boost your metabolism isn't by trolling internet forums telling people to be fat, because not being fat is anti-feminist. Around 2/3 of adults in England are now overweight or obese, according to official statistics. And the womanists want that to be more. They want it to be more. According to official statistics, including nearly 40% of 16 to 24-year-olds. Wow. So 40%, 4 out of 10 people, say ages 16 to 24, are obese and overweight. Congratulations, government. Look what you fucking did to everyone. And I tell you what, I reckon the majority of those dudes who are overweight, you know why they're overweight? They probably don't have a father to show them how to be active, and they're getting set the example. Look, I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to go down that path. I'm not going to get this video censored. All I'm going to say is they don't have a good example to follow. And particularly with all the soy in different foods, I wouldn't be surprised if they're overloaded with estrogen, because the phytoestrogens in soy products mimic real estrogen, and real estrogen produces breast tissue, and breast tissue looks like BITCH titties on guys. It doesn't, like, we want to see titties on girls. And there are, I got to tell you, I don't know why, but I'm so turned off by all of this obesity that I've really developed an appreciation for small titties. I'm just saying. I like big titties too, but I also like small titties. I love titties. As long as they're not hanging around your waist. I love titties. Studies show that the longer a person is seriously overweight, the more likely they are to suffer from illnesses such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. And you chicks are going to be the first ones to be like, oh, I need to GoFundMe because I'm suffering from cancer, or I've got heart disease or type 2 diabetes. Get the fuck out of here. By the way, did I mention I love titties? Men are actually slightly more likely than women to be carrying too many pounds. While 67% of men are either overweight or obese, the figure is 62% for women. When it comes to simply being overweight, 40% of men fall into the category, just 31% of women. And look, honestly, I believe that a big part of the reason why less women are overweight and obese than men is because, look, you can call women whatever you like, but they are pretty cluey. They are pretty cluey, and that, look, women aren't stupid. They know that the girls that are getting the guys that they want to be with got the guys that they want to be with because those girls are slim and attractive and well kept, physically in good condition. Right? It's like, I know I'm not going to win a drag race in a Toyota Prius. If it's a Prius against a GTR R34 Skyline, man, the Prius may as well not even leave the start line. That's how much of a gap there's going to be. And it's the same with girls. The super hot girls are the super cars. And the unattractive obese girls are and I'm not saying that just because you're obese, you're unattractive. You can be attractive and obese, but just have unattractive qualities to most guys as far as potential sexual partner. So just wanted to, put that into perspective, right? And for being obese, wait, hang on. How does that work? That sounds contradictory. While 67% of men are either overweight or obese, the figure is 62% for women. So women are less likely to be overweight or obese. When it comes to simply being overweight, 40% of men fall into the category. Again, just 31% of women. But for being obese, women lead the way. So there's more obese women than guys. With 30%, again, just 27% for men. So overall, in that collective obese and overweight category, there are more men in that overall category than women, right? I see that they were placating the lady population out there by that statistics. But then when they drill down to it, they're saying, well, actually, there's more obese women than men, and there's more just overweight men than overweight women. So if women are overweight, they're more likely to be obese than just overweight. That's what that's saying. That's a bit of new speak rather than old speak. Again, a term you're quite familiar with if you've read 1984. SlimFast poll suggests nearly 7 million women out of the 17 million likely to attempt a diet this year will try to hide their health kick from at least one person. Oh, let me guess, from the fat friend? Facts. Shout out to Solo TV 84. Oh, yeah. Anyway, guys, look, I would love to get your thoughts on this. Please keep it respectful in the comments. If you'd like to donate, feel free to drop a super chat anytime in any of my videos, or you can drop a donation via PayPal. Shout out to the 2 recent PayPal donations I've had. You know who you are. And thank you for the International Men's Day sentiments. I appreciate that. So I'm going to get out of here for now. I'm going to drop the link to 1984 audiobook in the description below, as well as I'm going to also check an Amazon link up there so you guys can check that out and buy it if you like. But for now, guys, I'm going to tune out and get out of here. I appreciate you all. Please make sure you share, subscribe, hit the all bell when you do subscribe to make sure that you get all of the videos, not just the ones that YouTube want you to hear, which is this many of them. And I will catch you in the next video. But until next time, peace.